So we started, when I came on here, I talked with Rob, who was one of our lead bartenders, and Michael Harper. Rob Lindsay and Michael Harper are both of our lead bartenders, and wanted to initiate a training program. It's difficult because of the nature of craft cocktails. There's a method to it. There's a passion about it, and a lot of people want to learn that, but they don't necessarily get the right skills. And we want people to learn the skills that we want to teach them, as opposed to picking up somebody with whatever habits they learned in their career. So we started the program and have one graduate so far. Well, we just had two recently graduate, and they're getting ready to have their graduation party on Father's Day. And so the program was designed to, well, they don't necessarily have to work here. They can actually work through the program and go bartend somewhere else if they want to. It's not mandatory that they work here, but it allows them the opportunity to learn craft cocktailing from beginning to end. And on their test, they have to take a hundreds test, which these guys designed, in which they have to have memorized and know how to make 100 craft cocktails that all have a history, and they have to know the histories of them. They have to do a speed test. They have to learn about the different liqueurs and be able to pass a test on that. So there's a lot of testing involved. It's a 16-week rigorous program.
First drink I made was an old fashioned. So this is one of the first cocktails. A cocktail is not just any drink, it's a specific thing. So that being spirit, bitter, sugar, and water. You can use any spirit you want, and then any type of sugar. Ours is the traditional bourbon old fashioned. So we're taking just regular Jim Beam white label, aging it ourselves in barrel for 2 to 4 weeks, and then putting that on tap. Just a quarter ounce of simple syrup, 4 dashes of Angostura bitters from Trinidad, stirred and served on the large hand-carved cube with an orange and cherry. The next one was a Ward 8, so this comes much later from the old fashioned. This is a drink that originated in Boston, Massachusetts. Kind of speaks to the dubious and, I don't know, always sketchy interplay between politics, booze, and legality. This was from the Ward 8 in Boston. So it's rye whiskey, lemon juice, orange juice, house-made grenadine, and then topped with soda. The last one's going to be the Corpse Reviver #2. There are several corpse survivors from back in the day of heavier drinking and needing a little pick-me-up in the morning after a night of fairly heavy drinking. The Corpse Reviver is meant to do just that. It's fairly light, it's a very, very balanced cocktail. It's equal parts gin, Cointreau, which is an orange liqueur, then Lillet Blanc, which is an aperitif vermouth of sorts, and lemon juice, fresh squeezed as always, with a rinse of absinthe.
I mean, like we were talking earlier about, it's only just a drink. It is, but there's also a method. There's a pride and craft involved, just like with fine food. Everybody can make something different, but to really hone in those skills and learn the methodology is extremely important, and it helps us out, I think, in keeping highly trained individuals behind our bar, so
Sure.
everybody's making things the exact same way and consistently.
Well, it's certainly not original. The apprenticeship idea within bartending goes back as far as bartending does. It was always more of the higher end of the blue collar, almost into the white collar back in the day. I mean, it was a place where you could go and cash your checks. It was the guy who could co-sign a loan for you. Oftentimes the most educated person in the town. That's not the case anymore, but we do try to keep the honor about the profession, and in doing so pass on to newer people who want to continue that tradition. You could say we modeled this particular program off of Anvil down in Houston. It's one of the top cocktail bars in America. But also, more locally, the Coach House program by Kurt Fleisfescher. It's a wonderful program that's always put out quality employees. The program is designed to train anyone with any level or no level of experience behind a bar. We try to go through the very basics of hospitality standards. We try to work on technique, cocktail history, ingredient knowledge, spirits knowledge. It's fairly holistic, and we try to put out just very well-rounded people, but also well-rounded bartenders from the program.